Hello, this is Screencast 1 done by Ava, Jasmine, Danielle, and me, Dylan. We're going to start off by giving you the definition for a learning disability. A learning disability is defined as a disorder in one or more of the basic psychological processes involved in understanding or in using language, spoken or written, that may manifest itself in the imperfect ability to listen, think, speak, read, write, spell, or to do mathematical calculations. Next, we're going to give you a basic timeline of learning disabilities. In 1940/1950, research limited to studying functioning of TBI. Those with learning disabilities were put in classes for the educable retarded. In 1960/70, the formation of Association for Children with Learning Disabilities in 1963, and Congress passes PL 94-142, the Education of All Handicapped Children Act, in 1975. In 1980/2000, Congress passes Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, which extends and refines services to disabled, and IDA reauthorized. So we were unable to find leaders in the special education field, so we're giving you some historical figures with learning disabilities. We have Charles Darwin. Historians claim that Darwin stuttered and suffered from obsessive compulsive disorder as well as mild dyslexia. We have Agatha Christie. Christie suffered from dysgraphia, a learning disorder that affects penmanship, spelling, and arithmetic. We have Albert Einstein. Leading autism expert Simon Baron-Cohen believes that Einstein suffered from Asperger's syndrome, which made him socially awkward. We have George Washington. Historians say that he had dreadful grammar, difficulty expressing himself, and poor skills in reading and writing. Some believe his writings show signs of dyslexia. We also have Leonardo da Vinci. Experts believe he showed signs of dyslexia, ADHD, and other learning disorders and attention issues. Public Law 94-142, Section 504, guaranteed that each handicapped child ages 3 to 21 will receive free and appropriate public education in the least restrictive environment possible, while Section 504 ensures that students receive the accommodations that they need to succeed academically. Causal factors and incidence factors. Causal factors may include heredity, difficult pregnancy or prematurity, poor parental conditions, postnatal or birth trauma, and early exposure to neurotoxins. Incidence factors. The exact number of students with learning disabilities is difficult to find. However, approximately 1 in 150 children have autism, and between 3 and 8% of children in the U.S. have ADHD. Primary characteristics of learning disabilities. 80% of students identify as having a learning disability have problems in the area of reading. Research shows that students who do not have phonemic awareness will have difficulty reading later in life. There are multiple programs developed to assist in phonemic awareness for at-risk children. Co-occurring conditions. This is the term used for people with multiple conditions such as ADHD, conduct disorder, and Tourette syndrome. These three conditions are most commonly comorbid or co-occurring with learning disabilities. Programs and settings in the least restrictive environment. For LD children from 3 to 5, programs are available through states, local, early intervention team. Parents can be referred to these programs through their pediatricians, day care providers, or simply going online to find their own early intervention specialist. It is the job of the IEP team to determine the amount and type of service the child needs to make academic progress. Colleges and universities now aid to LD students, such as placing them in classes with sympathetic professors, providing extra tutoring, granting modifications on tests, and special equipment. Anatomy and function of the brain. There are 5 main parts of the brain. The frontal lobe, which is for problem solving. The temporal lobe, which is used for language and hearing. The parietal lobe, which is sensory. The occipital lobe, which is used for visual information. The cerebellum, which is used for balance and coordination. Finally, there is a thin outer layer of your brain called the cerebral cortex, which is divided into 2 hemispheres and controls all conscious activity. Implications of brain injury on learning. Concussions and mild traumatic brain injury may result in visual or memory impairments, fatigue, confusion, attention difficulties, headaches, mood changes, and other symptoms that make learning difficult. Symptoms may last a short period of time, or they may last long periods of time / permanently. The brain and autism. In boys with autism, when they are a young age, there is a large brain volume in the white cerebellar matter and enlarged cortical gray matter. However, as they get older, they have less brain volume in some areas. It has been suggested that the areas that become reduced play a role in social deficits, cognitive deficits, and motor problems. ADHD in the brain. Symptoms of ADHD are caused by the brain's inconsistent processing of sensory input. Also, evidence shows that there are more of the excitatory chemicals in their brain. However, there is still a lack of consensus on the ways in which these differences in brain function cause the symptoms of ADHD. Biochemical influences on learning. ADHD and Tourette syndrome are conditions that may concur with learning disabilities and are both believed to be caused by biochemical irregularities. Medicines like Ritalin, Cylert, and Adderall, all stimulants, seem to help persons with ADHD sustain attention for longer periods and inhibit undesirable behaviors such as temper outbursts, distractibility, and frustration. Improvement is reported in approximately 75% of persons treated. Research on memory. Research has proven that there is a biochemical link to memory. Although it may be difficult to understand why some students have such a difficult time with recall and memory, it has also been shown that quieter classrooms are widely beneficial to assist in students' memory. Research on metacognition. Metacognition is the knowledge and control individuals have over their own thinking and learning. There are ways to improve your own metacognition: visualizing, verbalizing, think out loud, note-taking, verbal self-medication, mnemonics, mapping, and rote drills. Researchers have spent much time looking into what students can do to improve their metacognition. Phonological processing problems. Often, the first sign of a phonological processing problem is delayed speech. Phonologically based reading disabilities are characterized by difficulties acquiring alphabetical or phonetic reading strategies. We know the phonological processing occurs in the left temporal area of the brain. Children with phonological processing problems can learn to read when exposed to the right instruction. One of the most successful ways to remediate phonological processing problems with reading is with explicit and repeated discussion of phonetic principles. Timeline for learning disability laws. Education of all handicapped children in 1975 protected rights of children and their families while entitling all children to a free and appropriate public education in the least restrictive environment. Individuals with Disabilities Education Act IDA 1990 to 2000 required an IEP, extended services, and established criteria for receiving services. Section 504, Civil Rights Act, required a plan from the school enforced by the U.S. Office of Civil Rights and prevented discrimination. No Child Left Behind 2000. Held schools accountable by requiring an annual early report and an annual assessment. Parental rights and the law. Parents must be shown their rights through the law and are given the right to require confidential treatment of students' records, review records, have copies of records, release records to non-school personnel, be notified 10 days in advance of any meeting, request an assessment for their child, be apprised of the assessment tools, request an independent evaluation, have input on the IEP, refuse services or placement, have private school placement, and request to have a hearing. IDEA versus Section 504. IDEA. Federal statute to ensure appropriate services for disabled children. It provides additional funds for the eligible and requires written notice to parent and informed parent consent. Section 504. Civil rights law to protect the rights of individuals with handicaps in programs that receive federal financing. It does not provide additional funds, and it requires notice to parent suffices to be written. Parents as advocates. The Learning Disabilities Association had information for parents about the types of educational legislation in place and information about different types of learning disabilities. Reading Rockets produced a series of videos that parents can watch online that spell out the advocacy process and how to be successful. Rights Law puts on training seminars, offers advocacy information sheets online, and has several books out that list the legal issues involved in advocating for children with learning disabilities. Students' rights. The student has the right to the following: receive due process, be heard in defense of self and has the right to review all documents that support the charges, be treated at all times with respect and courtesy by all members of the schooling staff, expect a safe learning environment, receive a free and appropriate education, and be provided accommodations for her learning disabilities. Teacher rights and obligations. Teachers have a right to work in a safe environment. Teachers have a right to be treated respectfully by their students. Teachers have a right to be able to teach. Teachers have an obligation to notify parents before beginning the evaluation process to set up an IEP. Teachers have an obligation to follow the guidelines set forth in the IEP, and teachers should realize that parents have the right to access and have copies of anything teachers add to a student's file. Purpose of a behavior intervention plan. The purpose of a BIP, or behavior intervention plan, that includes a description of the problem behavior in a student. It also includes intervention strategies and positive behavioral techniques to work with a student in changing their behavior.